Hi Sagittarius, this is Stella. If you're brand new, welcome to Love Evolution, and if you are returning, welcome back. This is going to be your reading for August 2018. The Capricorn, you guys, and Aquarius. The readings are late, so it's going to be more like a mid-monthly, but it will apply from August 10th on. If you are new, all of my readings are created with the intention to provide you with the information that you need for this time period, okay? So that you can make the choices that are most aligned with your highest good. I like to explain it. I like to explain the analogy that if this world is a organism in and of itself, right? Then each one of us is like a cell within that organism. Each cell has its own properties, right? Its own skills and talents, as well as its own purpose that contributes to the well-being of the whole, right? So that that organism can thrive. So my whole intention with all of this, with these readings, is to inspire you to embrace that unique gift and journey that you have. The more of us that, embrace that, the better off, the better off we all are, right? The more love there is in the world. So my intention is always to inspire you towards love, right? And away from fear. The main part of the reading is done with the Morgan Greer Tarot. And if you are familiar with the tarot a little bit, I use an adapted Celtic cross. You'll see once I get started. If I need clarity, I pull from my little pocket, Rider Waite. When we get to your challenge and solution, I'll pull it right now, actually. I use the Chrysalis Tarot here. The more I work with this tarot, the more I love it. The images are very evocative of the psyche, right? It's very set up to be very transformational. So for that reason, I love to use it for your challenge and solution because it gets kind of right to the point. What is the, mental construct or the archetype that's challenging you, and what do you need to embrace to best move forward? So challenge and guidance for Sag. At the end, I pull an Archangel card for you, an Archangel Oracle, as well as a power animal, your animal messenger for the month, okay? Challenge and guidance. There we go. All right. When I was meditating on your sign, Sag, I always clear my energy before I do these readings so that I can be a clear slate for you guys to channel. I really did not get any messages. Sometimes I get words. I'm sorry, I have to pick these cards up. Sometimes I get words, but more often than not, I get an image. And when I go with it, there's a meaning or an analogy at the end. For you guys today, all I got was, I got two images. I got the image of somebody, like I'm in first perspective, like almost like you're playing a video game. And I'm walking through a deep forest, like those forests that you see on Jurassic Park, right? It's very tropical, it's very lush, it's very dense. And I'm tracking something, okay? So I'm essentially following the clues, right, to achieve my goal, okay? And the other one I saw was a ship on the sea, and they are traveling, and everyone's distraught because the sky is cloudy. You can't see the stars. And I get the feeling that they've been traveling for quite a while. And finally, dawn comes one day, and the fog parts for the first time, and the sun is coming up, so they're about to, not be able to see the stars anymore. but for that, just brief moment, they're able to catch a glimpse of the North Star and readjust their course, right? So what this means for me, for you guys, I think, we've been going through a lot of transformational energy. The Aquarius full moon last month was very powerful for a lot of people. The eclipse, it brought up a lot of emotions, right? Realizations, insights in light of those emotions. And we're also in a retrograde period. I believe Uranus has gone direct already. But there's quite a few planets that are still retreating, right? So this causes everything to slow down and become a little bit foggy. Okay, Mercury too. Mercury is in retrograde. If Mercury is quick, fast, air element, communication, then in the reverse, it's a mismatch in communication, right? It's a being tongue-tied. It's technology not working. It's thoughts not coming as quickly, not being able to say what you're thinking in your mind. So in that way, each planet obviously has a different influence on us. But in general, things have slowed down and become kind of, murky, right? Combine that with all of these emotional energies that are coming up with the full moon, and it leaves you a recipe to be very kind of confused, right? So what this message means to me is, I think throughout all this fog, right, you may have had or may have coming up soon a moment of clarity, a moment where you're able to see that North Star and readjust your course, okay? And it's the same thing with the footprints, following the clues, right? Those footprints could be few and far between. Those clues, those glimpses of, clarity could be few and far between, okay? But they are profound when they happen, and they are leading you to where you need to go, okay? So, Sagittarius. I can't wait for Mercury retrograde to be over this time, you guys. I mean, it brings with it its own lessons of where we can improve and revise, right? But I'm tongue-tied. I've had technology breaking everywhere. It's just been rough for me. I'm a Gemini rising, and actually it affects these videos as well, because it's hard for me to translate the energies that I receive during these readings. When you do intuitive work, it can kind of affect that. Not so much the receiving process, but the translation. So anyways, just be aware of those clues, Sag, okay? Be on the lookout for them. Yeah, so you're feeling like things have been kind of rough for you. Let me just read this scenario up here, because we have the Lovers. Okay, this is pretty clear. So King of Swords is an air sign in your life. Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. Somebody who is very decisive, takes action, and does not mince words, right? If it's not a person in your life, or, even a lover, then it could be, actually I'm feeling more like it's your energy with these cards down here. But, it's you deciding you need to speak your truth about something, right? Having to speak your truth, and in the repercussions of that, right, are this Page of Cups. Somebody having some emotions. They could even be like a little bit vindictive, or a little bit of jealousy even. Somebody expressing their emotions to you because, you spoke your truth. And then we have this Lovers down here. So, an emotional offer. An emotional offer from somebody, or a budding relationship, and you had to speak your truth. but there's repercussions in some way. And then all of this, however it plays out for you, leads you to a choice, right? Do I stay or do I go? Do I start this new thing? Do I stay here? I could go this way or I could go that way. And it's kind of like a standstill. It's kind of up in the air. You don't really know what to do. And a major clash of ideals, okay? So I'm going to pull a clarity on this Page of Cups for you, as well as the King of Swords, because it could be like, you know, you told somebody, you spoke your truth to somebody, you told somebody how you feel about them, you gave them some emotion from your heart, right? And there's somebody else, this water sign, who's very jealous of it, right? Very jealous of you and this lover you possibly have, this Two of Cups, whoever it is that you have given an emotional offer to. Tower, okay, and then King of Swords, please. That's it. The Emperor reversed. Yeah. So okay, this emotional realization, whether it's somebody else who's like jealous, or whether it's just a realization you had, you know, is causing a major shakeup. It's causing things to change. It's like once you expressed how you felt, right? Cups are emotion, and swords are expression. And the king, there's no more expressive masculine card than the King of Swords, okay? So once you expressed your emotions, there's major repercussions. And it's really kind of shaking things up. And there's some people that are like, either don't believe in what you're doing right now, they're challenging you, they have different ideals and values than you do. But then here you are, you know, happy, kind of like in love, in a budding relationship, or just offering emotions to another. So I think you did speak your truth, and it may have to do with somebody, you know, like a love, somebody, somebody you're interested in, somebody you want to share your heart with, you know. The Emperor reversed is feeling like, you know, you don't have the power, the ability to, you know, make decisive decisions, or perhaps even foresight. So, okay, I get it. I think you thought without you spoke without thinking. I think you said something very, very quickly, very sharply, very decisively, but you didn't think about it. And it's like, you know, and it has to do with something about sharing your emotions with somebody, okay? And somebody else didn't like it. This person, whoever this water sign is for you, did not like what you had to say. Perhaps, you know, you said that you actually love this person. Hey, I really like you. What do you think of me? You know, that kind of thing. Those cups are emotions, okay? So it's exchanging emotion with somebody else. It could certainly be friendship. This could be like a three-way friendship where, like, you know, you're better friends now with somebody else, and there's somebody that's very jealous about it, okay? Or it could certainly be a relationship. It could play out. It could even be family. You know, it's like where you said one thing to family, but you didn't think about it before you said it. And now there's major repercussions. This person is upset about it. And this person is causing like a major shakeup of your world, okay? And it's leaving you with a choice, you know, like, crap, well, what do I do now? Okay? Because there's a lot of people that are challenging your ideals. Okay? They don't believe in what you're saying. Maybe they don't like the person you're with. Maybe they disagree with the relationship you're trying to start, or the relationship you're trying to foster. They don't agree with it, you know, and you're kind of like, it's almost like you let the cat out of the bag by speaking without thinking, and now there's some repercussions to it all. If it's not somebody else, I mean, there's definitely people who don't agree with your values, okay? But if it's not somebody else who's very upset about what you've said, then it's like you said it and then you're like, oh shit, now what? It could just be love. You could really like somebody, you know? Somebody, it could have been your friend for a long time, or you could have had a different type of relationship, and then all of a sudden you say to them, I really care about you. I have feelings for you. And you said it without thinking, and now you're like, oh boy, now you've got a lot of strong emotions coming up, and they're kind of shaking up your world. They're kind of, and you're left with a decision. Okay. In your recent past is the Hierophant. Okay, so structures, societal customs, societal expectations. It's upright. I mean, it could certainly be an engagement, a school, anything like that. Can I have a clarity on this Hierophant? There it is. Temperance reverse. Being impatient with, like, there's societal expectations, right, for how things are supposed to go, or the like the order of events, right? And you're frustrated with it. It's not that you disagree with whatever that structure institution is, but you're just like, you're impatient with it. Okay. um Temperance also ties in with you guys very much. So it could also be that some institution, it's not necessarily that you don't believe in it. And by institution, I mean like a societal expectation. It could certainly be the literal, like in the literal way of like a school or a corporate office or a something like that, or even marriage, But but it could also just be, a societal expectation. So like say you always believed that, I always use this analogy, but you always believed, or you believe that you want a certain type of relationship, or you wanted to be married by 25 and have, 3.2 kids by 30, or whatever it is, right? That's that like American dream, or that's a societal expectation, right? And so it's like you still believe in that, whatever it is for you, you still believe in it, but you're realizing that it doesn't fit for you anymore, right? It doesn't, you don't fit that. You believe it may work for other people, right? You're not against it. It's still upright, but you're just like, it doesn't work for me. It's not working for me. You're tired of having to defend yourself and your beliefs, okay? The Nine of Wands is a card very much about defending, okay? These are beliefs, motives, ideals, values, okay? You see how he's erected this fence and he's like walking his line, right? And he's happy, he's content, it's like a soldier, like he's just doing his duty, right? But if he has to defend himself, he's got this big stick here and he's not afraid to do it, right? In the reverse. So you're like, I do not want to have to defend myself anymore. I'm not even really willing to defend myself anymore. I'm tired of it. I needed to just speak my truth and I did it, kind of like, to hell with the consequences, but now you're dealing with them, right? So presently, yeah, Eight of Wands. Now you're reconsidering, like, your beliefs. It feels like they're all kind of coming crashing down on you because everybody's challenging you with it, right? So you're like, it's causing you to question a little bit, or even if you're not questioning, it's causing you to just feel like bombarded by, like, you know, what motivates you? What, like, did you do the right thing? Do you stand for the right things? All those kind of beliefs are like coming at you all at once. And you're having to evaluate in light of this thing that you've said, and how this page is, very upset with you. So, I mean, it leaves you with a choice, Sagittarius. What's crossing you is the Five of Coins. So you're feeling like left out in the cold almost. You're feeling like, well, geez, like, did what I say affect, my trajectory so much, affect how others feel about me so much that I'm not going to have enough to support myself, right? I'm going to be left out in the cold. And then subconsciously, you're doubting all of the structures you've built. Okay, the page is like building new structures, building new material things that will support us. Okay, pages are a young energy, so it's like the beginning. Okay, and it's in reverse. This could also be an earth sign you're thinking about, but I think it's more your energy. So subconsciously, it's like you're doubting the actions you've previously taken. And then, okay, what does Sag need to do to turn this star right side up? Because we understand all of this is leading to you feeling like, you're doubting your path. You're doubting your destiny. The star reversed is in your future. Ten of Pentacles. Okay, so in order to, Sag, you need to just stop doubting yourself so much. Like I said, it's a very murky time, okay? You will have insights pop up, okay? You will have moments of clarity. And I think there's nothing you're doing wrong except for worrying about, what the others are thinking of you so much. I mean, who is this Two of Cups for you? This is beautiful. This is not a bad card. So it's almost like letting everything else is upright and you're letting this person, whatever the heck emotional, whatever emotions they're unleashing on you is the word, right? Could very well be a Pisces, is causing you to like doubt your whole foundations. You feel like you're just not on solid ground anymore and everything is just, about to just dissolve or fall. And it leaves you with a choice, right? But ultimately, I mean, all you really did is speak before you thought, right? And you're tired of defending yourself, but this Two of Cups is a beautiful card, right? So with the star reversed in your future, this is feeling like you're off your path, you're off your destiny. You cannot see where you're going, right? You can't see the greater purpose of it all. And it's in reverse in your future, but that's only because you're feeling like left out in the cold. You're worrying so much about what other people, how they're affecting you, that you're feeling like, well, geez, maybe what I have isn't enough. Maybe what I'm starting to build isn't good enough. It is, Sagittarius, okay? It is. It's gotten you through this far. It's gotten you through this far. So what you need to do to flip the star right side up is the Ten of Coins, okay? Is appreciate everything that you have in your life. Appreciate, the abundance on your own and shared wealth, okay? Just appreciate everything around you, okay? All of the abundance, all the bounty. Because when you start to do that, these doubts, whatever, I feel like it's like somebody has been so emotional with you. And it's the Pisces moon. So maybe at this Pisces moon that we're going to have in August, that's a possibility too. You realize that the old way of doing things is no longer going to work, okay? And you're faced with a choice. But basically, either scenario, how you move forward is by appreciating everything you already have, Sag, okay? If you just keep going, those clues will show up, okay? So it's about having temperance, okay? It's about patience, all right? Your challenge is the Queen of Stones, okay? So it would be the Queen of Pentacles in the regular tarot. In this deck, she is depicted as the artiste, okay? What does an artist do but translate their divine inspiration, right, into physical form through whatever medium they choose, right? So you're having trouble acting on your inspiration because you're doubting your values right now. You're feeling left out in the cold, okay? So the advice is the Knight of Stones, okay? To start dreaming a little bit bigger, okay? So two things. The Illusionist in this deck. The Illusionist makes fantastical, right, what is ordinary, right? He dreams bigger, okay? So it's about dreaming bigger. And then the Knight of Stones, or the Knight of Pentacles, right, serves, like a knight, the physical wealth you have in your life, okay? The physical material things, what this Page of Pentacles is trying to do, the foundation you've set up for yourself, okay? Right now you're doubting it. So your advice is to continue to serve it. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it, Sag, okay? This is a temporary thing. And once we get through this month, by September, like I said, you're going to get glimpses of that North Star, okay? The fog will clear and you will have glimpses that will help you reset your course, okay? So, Archangel guidance, please. What's the Archangel guidance for Sag? What does Sag most need to know in August? Okay, we got 2. Brilliant idea. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring it to fruition. Okay? This is about your material stability that you've already started building. Yes, that idea, the reason you started to build this, is divinely guided. You have a choice to abandon it or to, move on to something else. Move on to something else or continue with it, There's nothing bad in your cards, in your spreads. You're just feeling tired of defending yourself. Why? Because somebody's unleashed a bunch of crappy emotions on you and it's shaking you up. Okay? But you're only feeling like you don't have enough. You do have enough. Okay? But if you continue to allow that to consume you, if you get swallowed up by that fog, then you won't be able to see the star, right? You won't be able to see where you're going. Okay? And it might take quite a while until it becomes clear to you again. So let's bypass all that right now. You don't have to defend yourself anymore. This is just a few people. All of your cards are upright, okay? You don't have to defend yourself. And then we got teaching and learning, okay? Archangel Zadkiel. Keep an open mind and learn new ideas. Then teach these ideas to others. Keep an open mind, okay? Keep an open mind to the teaching, the reason, the lessons, and all of this, okay? Perhaps you learn an emotional lesson, okay, through watching this person, whoever's spewing these emotions at you. Perhaps you learn something from that, and you can teach it to, you can internalize it and then teach it to somebody later on, okay? And that's the value you're extracting out of it. And this person, is just stuck in their negative emotions, okay? But you don't have to allow it to affect you, all right? And your animal messenger for the month. What's the animal messenger for Sag? That's it. Okay, Pathfinder. Okay, what did I say about you can't see the path now? Those footprints are few and far between, right? The fog is covering your star, okay? You're not quite sure where to go. It's up in the air. You don't know what to do, okay? So, dear Pathfinder, trust your instincts to guide you through this situation, okay? There's not one sword card here except for you speaking your mind, okay? There's not one card about like overanalyzing. It's all about your beliefs and values. You're doubting your values and you're feeling like maybe what you have isn't enough because of this person, this water sign who's spewing this emotion at you. But that's the only thing in this entire reading that is upside down. So don't allow it to shake your foundations, Sag. Okay, it's foggy right now, but your instincts will get you through this. Your values will get you through this. You don't have to defend them. You don't even have to engage with this person. Just trust your own instincts. Okay? The fog will clear. So, it's a beautiful reading, Sag. There's literally one person giving you a hard time, and that's it. So, just have faith, keep finding those clues, and trust your own instincts, okay? It will become clear once the planets start to go direct again, okay? I promise. So, thank you so much for watching. If this reading resonates with you, I would love to know how. You know, the whole reason I do this is to be able to help as many of you as I can. This is part of my higher purpose. So I love to hear how it resonates for you guys. Questions, comments, suggestions, I appreciate all of it. You can leave it down below in the comments. If you have a private question, you can email me. I'm going to wait till Mercury goes retrograde, but at the end of August, beginning of September, I will have my site up, and at that point you can purchase a reading from me and check out the other offerings that I have. I'm excited to launch that. You can also find me on Instagram and Facebook. I do a daily reading there, and that is linked down below. So hang in there, Sag. It will become clear soon, okay? I love you guys, and I'll see you in September.